Alright, welcome everyone. Next is Gaming Series. DB Smiley here, bringing you some Division A East action between Nsomnia and 2Calculate2Throw. Taking a look at those standings real quick. Nsomnia at 2 points, following a 2-1 victory over... I blanked on it. I need to check it again. It was Ghillie Shark. Ghillie Shark, very strong team. So good win to get. 2Calculate2Throw went 1-2 against Sky 5. Had a really good showing there, I thought, in that series. But we're gonna move right into the draft between these two teams in Division A East. If the game, there we go. So Nsomnia back after taking a bit of time off, but really good team. They were my favorite when Division A East was put out. They did drop a game to Ghillie Shark, but that said, Ghillie Shark, an extremely good team. I currently have Nsomnia at number 2 in my power rankings, one game behind Team Happy Cloud. So Team Happy Cloud, when you lose, it's my fault. Sorry, I gave you the kiss of death. 2Calculate2Throw, I moved them actually up the rankings after they lost to Sky 5, and my rationale for doing so was I actually do have a high opinion of Sky 5, and so I thought 2Calculate2Throw played really well in that series. I watched it live, quite enjoyed what 2Calculate2Throw brought in. Was really impressed with their team. I was a bit low on them coming into the season just because I thought A East was so deep, but I think they have a chance to maybe get a state, even though getting a single map off Nsomnia would be a real big statement, would certainly make them appear to be a playoff team. But looking already, we see the Zul ban, despite today's nerf, still getting banned out. Garrosh banned out on the other side. And that's kind of the problem with Zul right now, is I think it's going to take a while for his reputation as first pick, first ban to change. I mean, you can take a look, and Zul, in the first week of NGS action, 70% ban rate, over a 95% participation rate. Why number 2 DB? I have Team Happy Cloud at number 1, and I switched that last week, so I was really impressed with Team Happy Cloud's win over Party Time, and the fact that Party Time that went on to Dumpster Regen Phoenix actually made Team Happy Cloud's win even better. That's why Team Happy Cloud currently is a number 1 slot, but I wouldn't be surprised if Nsomnia ends up being the number 1 team. As we see Anna ban, Mal'Ganis ban, and then the Joe pick, so already a bit of a tank choke out of the gate. That puts a little bit of pressure if you want the ETC, for example, for Nsomnia to grab it now, just because you could reasonably expect, if you don't grab it now, that it could be banned out as part of a continued tank choke, forcing you onto something a bit less common, like an Anubarak or a Muradin. So they are going to grab the ETC. They're also going to grab the Junkrat. Junkrat, an exceptionally strong hero on this map, has really been kind of a fixture in the meta, I'm going to say, this season. 75% win rate, and actually maybe that's just me. I saw it played in a ton more games. Junkrat, extremely powerful on this map. You take the trap and you leave it in the middle of the map. You take the walking talent, it really disrupts the enemy team's rotation. But we're going to see Stukov picked up, and then Jaina. Jaina, arguably the top mage in the meta here, taking a look. Only a 33% win rate so far, despite the high popularity. We'll see if that starts to turn around this week. But then Stukov, going to be a strong healer. Maiev going to get banned out. Maybe worried about that. They do have some combos to set up. Maiev only won, picked very rarely last week, and only a 20% win rate. You know, you would expect if you played enough games, maybe that would go up. You would hope. 20% is fairly low. Maiev just doesn't feel as strong as she used to. Deckard Kane banned out, so trying to deny that CC healer. Deckard arguably having the best CC of any healer. I mean, you can certainly put Malfurion up there as very strong as well, but Deckard just, with both the hyper slow of Sapphire, his root, and then his sleep, it's just a ton of CC to mitigate. And Joanna, doesn't want to have to blow her Iron Skin too early, but that could force it. We're going to see Tyrande checking into the lineup. She didn't see a lot of play last season. Let's quickly just take a look at what Tyrande's stats were so far this season. Taking a look, only a 5% pick rate. 33% win rate so far. But then there's the Thrall, kind of a nice steady solo laner. My one concern is with the Thrall ETC frontline, their frontline is maybe a touch squishy. I'm not too worried, but it's something that comes into my mind when I see Thrall ETC. It's just a lot of potential to kind of get blown up. Greymane going to be able to help with that big burst of damage coming in, and then of course Colonel Pants grabbing the rail. Very, very disruptive hero.
Let the games begin.
And we have a Medivh. So I actually really like that. They have a ton of rotational advantage. They have a ton of engage opportunities. They can drop Thrall and ETC onto the back line with the Medivh. I really like this draft out of Nsomnia. I always like to see a Medivh play when I can. I will definitely take it. But excited to see where this goes. As taking a look here, couple of different tasks I'm working on at the moment here, just trying to get everyone's hero entered in. Okay, and then okay. Sorry about that. I was not prepared today, apparently. My brain has not brained particularly well today. Get the last of the hero. Alright. So, looking forward to this matchup. Based on the drafts as I saw them, I admittedly am a bit worried about Nsomnia's frontline. I'm worried of how much it will be able to push into this Jaina Greymane with all the poke. But for now, if you put a gun to my head, I would ask you to stop. And the second thing I would say is I think Nsomnia is going to win this one. But that would be a very weird thing to say with a gun to your head. Moving into the match here. Here we go. Gonna go ahead and introduce the two teams. On the left side, it's gonna be Nsomnia. We're gonna have Solian on the Medivh, Psycho on Tyrande, French on the Junkrat, Speed Demon on Thrall, and Logicalia gonna be on the ETC. And on the right, 2Calculate2Throw. Fear gonna be on the Jaina, Colonel Pants on the Yrel, X-Havoc on Joanna, Zemel on Stukov, and iFeed on the Greymane. Level 1 talents. Always important. Taking a look at those. And Stukov, going with the Fetid Touch build, and this is a Stukov after my own heart. I love me some Fetid Touch. It's my go-to talent, and it will be that way until the day that I die, or uninstall HOTS. Whichever comes first. Prog Rock from the ETC, Portal Mastery from the Medivh. We are seeing the Echo of the Elements coming out from Thrall, so that will do well in the solo lane. Junkrat, gonna go with the tricky shuffles, as would be expected. Iron Skin talent from Joanna. Fairly standard talents across the board as we keep an eye on these 4-man rotations, but also, just checking on the bot lane. Hey, solo laners, I know you don't get casted a lot, I just want you to know I love you. I love you both so much. Alright, stepping back out here. I always try to give the solo laner some love when I'm casting. Fetid Touch is bang. It's my favorite Stukov talent. It stacks so well with the level 7s that I take, because I don't particularly like the silence increasing size. I like targeted excision the most. I like long pitch second most. If I have a ton of CC, I'll go E-build, but, Rotations still going. God, I love the offlane. Don't you, though? And in this current meta, it's just so fun and engaging. Portal coming in, Medivh, saying, fuck you, I'm getting those globes. her getting those gems. Medivh getting the... I mean, he picked them up. It was a good play. I like it. Medivh at 11 touch, or 11 stacks of touch, Master's Touch, so gonna want to keep those stacks building. 12 now. Gonna have to keep an eye on that. If he finishes, it's big. If he doesn't finish, though, could really bode not well. Both bruiser camps in the lane picked up. Meanwhile, Yrel has come mid, and they're gonna rotate Greymane down to the bot. Fear is actually quite low, getting poked away. Junkrat on the chase. There's Medivh portal, trying to get onto the backline, but getting just the heal when needed from Zemmel. Good job there by the Stukov player. Colonel Pants, though, having to jump away. Face melt comes just an infinitesimal amount of time late to boop Yrel back in, so she does escape there. Greymane, meanwhile, gonna go ahead and grab the Siege Giants, put those into bot lane. Should give a rotational advantage here to 2Calculate2Throw. Colonel Pants, currently under towers, does get rooted, now on the retreat. Greymane having to peel the Yrel out. We live in strange times. Currently at 19 gems, needs to play exceedingly safe. I mean, even the Thrall poke kind of concerns me when you have that low health. Some drops coming in, gonna get interrupted by Joanna. No one has any gems in yet. Nsomnia does have 50 gems ready to go. ETC, P-slide in, looking for Jaina. There's the Tyrande stun. Follow-up damage wasn't there. Great disruption by the Joanna, preventing the Medivh from following up on that. Medivh currently, though, at 32 stacks, and at 3 minutes 40 seconds into the game, that's pretty good. 2Calculate2Throw gonna have to grab this soak a little bit late here. Junkrat doing what disruption he can. 5 gems have been turned in total, by both teams combined so far. The Junkrat is going to really allow for those stalls. Same with the Joanna. If Stukov goes long, pitch will also have it there. Stukov going with the one good throw here. Or one good spread, not one good throw. Well, so the towers did get nerfed today by 10%, which, you know, is a lot when you consider that with the armor, which is the fact that the armor reduction is hurting. Let's say you have minus 40 armor. Instead, it's actually a 14% nerf. Oh wait, no, it would be 10%. I'm bad. I'm bad at the game. Never mind. Ignore me. I was thinking it was quadratic, and I'm wrong because I'm tired. Like I said, this is a sleepy cast. We'll do the best we can with it, though. Thank you all for watching, sticking around for it. And 2Calculate2Throw manages to get the last of their gems in needed. As we go into level 7, it is the long pitch from the Stukov. ETC looking for the aggressive flank, getting a lot of turnaround damage. Gonna have to back up here. Looks like 2Calculate2Throw, they have 5 in the mid. Usually they're gonna let the 5 drop and then maybe rotate away. Stukov trying to drop a silence in front of that gate. Logicalia got very low there, but now got some damage out. Are they gonna rotate top? Looks like Joanna's headed that way. Good little concussion mine there from French to buy some space, get some damage onto this Web Weaver. Jaina and Stukov coming up, Greymane coming up as well, although that root actually is going to stall Greymane a bit and will save a bit of damage onto these towers. The towers have been changed a little bit. ETC power slides in, so now they no longer target you for dot damage, and they only target you if the hero you are damaging is under the tower being attacked. So that means to say, if you can actually push them away from the tower, they will no longer be taking tower shots. But Greymane caught out a bit there. The Medivh portal enables that engage. The body blocks were there, and the Greymane goes down. First kill of the match here at 6-minute mark. Both teams have been playing fairly safe. Yrel heading down to this siege camp at the moment. Keeping our eyes here mid, though. The Medivh portal tried to look for an engage potential. Tyrande already up to 5 stacks of that Lunar Flare. X-Havoc gonna drop back, doesn't have the tap available, wants to make sure they have mana. Thrall is going to spot out this siege camp, but that should be Yrel's to take. That knockback tool always very powerful for securing camps. Nsomnia gonna push up in mid here. There we go. Now, looking at the fight. ETC looking like he wants to rotate top. Now maybe coming back, looking to derail, knock back there. Joanna kind of separated out from the rest of the team. Joanna clearing up the top lane at the moment, whereas meanwhile down here in the bot, mid lane has been cleaned up, excuse me, down in the bot. Thrall was pushing in. It's going to be Zemmel rotating in, making it a 3v4 in this top lane. The Web Weaver has gone down. ETC very low, taking tower shots, gets the protect, and P slides out of there. The Welly doing quite a bit of damage from Jaina. Now rotating back towards the mid. It's been a really slow game, but now that level 10s are here, I expect that to change. We have the Starfall, we have the Leyline Seal, Mosh. Mosh pairs very well with the Leyline. There's a little bit of separation. Onto Tyrande, Earthquake there, Starfall, Death Rattle. Not going to be enough. Stukov with the good Mosh interrupt. X-Havoc, though, still very low, and X-Havoc is going to drop. Colonel Pants trying to grab the gems and leave. Colonel Pants does pick them up. One gem still standing. Medivh wasn't able to get it, and so that is a big gem change there. 20 looked like dropped, not able to be picked up on the side of Nsomnia. That should bode well for 2Calculate2Throw here. So, looking now for a turn-in. Medivh gonna portal in. Silence, though, on the portal. Medivh does get out all the same. Silence does not prevent you from getting into the portal. EDC moving in. Gets the boop. Now on the silence. Gets the protected, by the way. Wants to walk away from that. Looks like we have a 5v5 here in the mid. Both teams trying to get position over these turn-ins, and only 7 gems needed to be turned in, and it looks like iFeed's going to be able to get those in right now, unless Urel gets the low. She got it! Oh, the Lunar Flare. I'm 90% sure she didn't have vision and got the and oh my goodness, that made a huge difference as Nsomnia actually was able to get their gems in, and so that's going to be Nsomnia getting huge Leyline Seal, hits 4. Mosh wasn't available for the follow-up yet, but that would have absolutely been a position where, if you had the opportunity, you power slide in and take the Mosh off the ley line. But Urel almost got killed, had tests to, already healthy again, because low Urel. Top web where you cleaned up, no value there. Logicalia has the Iron Skin, so not really in any trouble. Mid-web Weaver starting to push up. Tyrande getting another couple stacks at Lunar Flare, 13 there. ETC looking to engage. Has Mosh available if you can see the enemy team grouped up. Starfall's available, everything but Leyline's available. There's a root combo from Stukov. Blessed Shield trying to re-engage, but I just don't think the rest of the team got the memo. Because we didn't really see the follow-up from the Jaina or the Greymane off that Blessed Shield. Now getting some slows, but Medivh going to be able to portal his team out of there. Alright, so 49 gems in hand. They only need to drop 7 on the side of 2Calculate2Throw. ETC looking potentially at this flank, or at least maybe just grabbing attention. But that is the Bruiser Camp picked up now. Looks like Nsomnia wants to drop what gems they have. Still only about halfway to a turn-in. Well, 2/3 of the way, thereabouts. But now, this is a big commitment. You only need 1 person to turn in here, and it looks like it's going to be iFeed. And we're not seeing a hard commit to fighting there. Instead, trying to deal with this Bruiser Camp. So that Bruiser Camp buying enough space. Oh, ETC gets separated out with the Cursed Bullet. But the Fantastic protected, by the way, from Medivh. But there's the Blessed Shield trying to re-engage. Earthquake now. Starfall, though, coming. Gonna disengage this. Great disengages. The Earthquake, the Starfall, and the Protected, by the way, all being used to really disengage that fight. And there's Leyline. Catches on to 3, but Logicalia really too low to pull the trigger on that enabled Mosh. Jaina, though, doing a good job blowing up the Riptire. The fight is still going on here in mid, 5v5. Right now, both teams kind of backing up a bit. Lunara getting... Oh, there's a root onto ETC. He gets the Illusions chosen to keep him alive. But meanwhile, the Web Weavers are pushing into the sidelines. ETC looks for the Jaina. Doesn't pull the trigger on the Mosh just because the Stukov was standing outside of it still. Could have interrupted. And that's one of the difficulties is you have both Joanna and Stukov with Mosh interrupts. And they're very rarely going to stack up on top of each other. That defense saving mid for the time being, but that might only be a short-lived reprieve. Top and bottom going down to the undefended Web Weavers. The 2Calculate2Throw getting a ton of value off their second Web Weaver phase. And very close to a turn, and they could, in theory, go for a back-to-back. And that may be what they're thinking. Right now, heading down to the bot to grab this siege camp. Meanwhile, Nsomnia going to go ahead, get their bruisers onto the map. Both teams almost with 60 gems. Nsomnia actually there. Nsomnia doing a good job soaking gems. Looks like we're going to see 2Calculate2Throw drop what they have just to be safe. Oh, if that owl interrupted, I would have lulled. Wouldn't have been like the most amazing play ever. It just would have been another Tyrande blind interrupt. As gems starting to get dropped here, ETC getting the curse bullet again. Medivh shields, though, have absolutely been on point. Should be noted, Medivh, while he did go Arcane Explosion, did not go the AoE. Instead, going with the cooldown reduction on Force of Will, from the excess damage protected.
Descend, my daughters. Descend and destroy the blue team.
Web Weavers, though, now starting to get ready to push into this. Mid spawning pretty far back. Top, though, spawning pretty far down the lane. This is where 2Calculate2Throw is going to focus their efforts. Thrall is defending in the bot, so they want to push up quickly. That said, Junkrat and Medivh going to be pretty good at defending here. Just poking out damage, preventing really any kind of engage. The concussion mine, the force of, or the, excuse me, not the force of will, the shield. Well, that is force of will. The Thrall comes in, walks in, drops the Earthquake, does hit 5, but gonna try to disengage this, although now Greymane's kind of in a bad spot, does a little juke to get out. Great flailing swipe there by the Stukov, but Medivh goes in with a ley line and catches 4, and here comes ETC looking for that Mosh. Stukov was out of it. ETC, though, does get interrupted all the same. Root there onto ETC, looking for the Urel. Colonel Pants is low. Colonel Pants has the armor, though, and might be able to survive this. Joanna grouping the enemy team up with the Condemned, now trying to walk away. ETC might be self-isolated a bit here, needs to be careful. There's the power slide now. Colonel Pants trying to walk away from this still. Both teams now thinking about the retreat, and Logic Hellion gets turned around on, and that's also going to turn to Junkrat. The grenade's doing a lot of damage. The Medivh portal, though, is going to get out the rest of the members of Nsomnia, but that is 2 unanswered kills on the side of 2Calculate2Throw, and they will be able to turn this into a boss phase. They're nowhere close to a turn, so this will be a solo boss. Leyline will not be up, so this is more just a vision tactic from the Medivh. Mid-keep, by the way, has gone down to the Web Weaver phase. So 2Calculate2Throw putting on a really good show at this point. Just an exceptionally good show. Now it looks like they want to get this keep. In this current patch, core may be a bit ambitious. Stun there onto Joanna. 19 stacks of Lunar Flare. There's the damage onto ETC. He doesn't have the force of will that time, and he goes down. Leyline not going to be enough, and that is a huge kill. But now Jaina having to blow the ice block just to get away. Lunar Flare into the back. Medivh dives the back line and secures the kill. But now Medivh knocked away from the portal. He's in a lot of trouble. Silence comes down. He does manage to get out of that one. But now the chase is on. There's the Earthquake trying to peel out. Greymane going for some blood. Doesn't find it. Boss, though, very healthy on the core at this point. How does 2Calculate2Throw play this? Do they look for the core? The shields are down to almost being out, but they're going to disengage this. This boss is still extremely healthy. I think they're overestimating how much damage the core does. Just even by being there, it keeps the boss alive longer. So That boss, taking about 28% off the core of the health. Now down to about 72. Bruiser Camp gonna get grabbed. Turn in coming in this mid-top nest. Thrall, of course, with the big chunk, 44. It's not gonna get him all in, obviously. Still holding 21, but dropping 23 at least takes a lot of pressure off. The Siege Camp pushing in the bot lane, though, is going to limit the Web Weaver in bot, and that's really the lane they want to most push out to protect this bottom keep, so they're going to have to turn their attention there. So this Web Weaver may get very limited results, as 2Calculate2Throw has just dominated the map in this game. This is the first Web Weaver in a while for the side of Nsomnia here. Let's see what they can do with it. Mid has already been cleared up, and it actually looks like 2Calculate2Throw really wants to push in here and prevent any kind of push. There's the focus on the ETC. Once again, protected by the way. The silence, though, makes it where he has to take the Medivh portal to get out. Medivh portals have absolutely been on point, though, all the same. Now Jaina in a bad spot. Takes a Lunar Flare there. Does have the peel, no Thrall looking for it. Flailing Swipe has to come out. There's the Riptire. Tries to get on the Jaina, ends up getting on the Zamel. There's the Mosh, hits two. ETC Stukov down, and this might be the chance that Nsomnia needs. X-Havoc going to drop as well. And there's the ley line, and that's going to secure the kill onto the Greymane. He tries to get the turnaround of Junkrat, but the Protected is there. There's the Power Slide, and that is 4 kills. Webweaver, though, about to die in the top. Webweaver about to die in the bottom, just to time. Let's see what Nsomnia can do with this. A little bit of a miss on the power slide there. Tyrande is just a heat-seeking missile with these lunar flares. And this might be game. They're starting to make the play for the keep, and they have minions. This keep is going to go down, and wow, this would be a massive comeback, but it would be one they absolutely earned. They're turning their attention now onto the core. Jaina won't be alive for 10. Joanna not for 13. Stukov will be up with maybe the flailing swipe. The core shields are down, though, and it's starting to take real damage. And they are actually going to portal out, so respecting the new core mechanics, they only get 10% there. They don't have the best core burn in the world. If they had a Greymane, I would have definitely stayed. They did not. But Nsomnia going to go ahead and drop their 54 gems. Very close to a turn-in. Obviously, at this point, much, much closer than we're seeing on the side of 2Calculate2Throw. Bruiser Camp going to get picked up. Maybe looking like they want to invade, but just not going to get there in time. Still looking for the engage all the same. There's comes the ley line, though, to disengage. That's 4. ETC looking into the back line. Gets on to Jaina. Jaina gets the flailing swipe from the Stukov. Will at least be able to throw out some death rattle damage, but that is Jaina going down. And now Colonel Pants in a ton of trouble under that Starfall. He's going to drop. And there's a Mosh. Oh, catching Greymane right on the edge. His tippy toes were in that Mosh. And that might be enough. The chase is on. Keep getting corner attack messages when clearly a core is not under attack, but Nsomnia really stepping up here in the late game. Are they going to go for the finish? Looks like they're going to make the boss play here. With the core mechanics being what they are, makes sense. The boss certainly gives them a ton of damage. That said, I think they're giving up a lot of time. This is a 21-minute boss, so it hits like a truck. The ley line seals have just been exceptional this game. Portals coming in. And Gem's going to be dropped here, so this will be a boss turn. So they are going to have Web Weavers, so I think this is likely game, barring a fairly miraculous defense. They do have the Greymane to burn the boss quickly, but there is going to, of course, be the defense of the boss on the side of Nsomnia. So again, nothing short of a miracle is going to be enough here, I think, to save this game for 2Calculate2Throw. There's the focus on Diarel. Lunar Flare comes out. She followed the self-cleanse to be able to walk through it. Now backing up. This boss does now have its attention onto the core. Core shooting out the web, doing a lot of damage, and Nsomnia has not gotten onto this core yet. It's down to 80%, but this boss starting to drop, but Stukov gets stuck in the boss stun. He's now low. Ton of damage coming out. ETC gets collected, but that's going to be the Death Mosh that's actually going to stop Joanna. The core is down to 53% and falling now, and with the 2 kills, that might be enough. No, Yrel going for the knockback, tries to get the kill, does get it down. This core is still alive, but the portals are just making them so shifty. 20% and falling. Now Tyranda's going to drop. Thrall's going to drop. It's a 5-man wipe, and the core doesn't go down. And 2Calculate2Throw needs to run core and end the game right now. They have the Greymane. They can do it, and they need to do just that. My goodness, that core is still standing. What the hell just happened? Oh man, this map is so hard to end on right now. The objective really isn't strong enough to end game, it feels sometimes, and the Web Weaver's just not getting enough done. And Greymane now on the core. ETC gonna be up in 5 seconds. Colonel Pants on the Yrel gonna have to defend here. Jaina throwing out as much damage as she can. 20%, ETC going in. Greymane dancing around the core, but he gets the kill. What a game. 2Calculate2Throw is gonna win that. What an absolute game and a half. I mean, wow. Sometimes this game is fun to just watch, guys. Sometimes this game is just fun to watch. And that was one of those times. My goodness. Taking a look. Zemmel with a ton of healing, but I mean, look at the protected damage from the Medivh. 42k damage protected. Good lord. Whew. I'm going to take a break after that one. Hell of a game. If you're not watching this series, you really should start watching this series. That was a great start. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Sound issue fixed, sorry. Wrong channel up. Sorry about that. Sometimes I forget to switch the sound channel after a break, and I thought I had done so, but apparently I had not. Um, Zul banned out right out of the gate here. Still not wanting to deal with it despite the nerfs today. What does 2Calculate2Throw want to respond with? So once again, I mean, taking a look. Joanna gonna be the ban out. I don't think they got a ton of value off the Joe in the last game, although they did make it happen. Surprised to see them banning it out unless they're worried about it being first picked against them. That said, Joe's good on this map, but I don't think she's, like, top tier on this map. Normally you'd think about, like, Mal'Ganis. ETC can be incredibly strong here. I'm gonna see the Garrosh banned out. Garrosh is a Really good tank on this map. Because you never have to worry about throwing the minions. So seeing, you know, about a 53% participation rate right now from the Garrosh. Last band coming in here from 2Calculate2Throw. Gonna be the Medivh band. No Moss, they say. No Moss. And I will say the Medivh was definitely a problem and a half in the last game. Extraordinarily well played by Solian. Hanzo gonna be the first grab here. I'm kind of surprised to see Hanzo that prioritized. Maybe this is like a W build Hanzo, but that doesn't. So it used to be you would never take W build Hanzo on this map at higher levels of play because you would be giving up too many early objectives until you hit level 16. But now the game like never ends until both teams are like level 22 anyway. Maybe that's an alteration we're seeing. Zemmel gonna jump right back onto the Stukov. We are gonna see Fear grab the Kel'Thas this time. A bit better on this map, with the choke points making Living Bomb problematic. Responded to, I think, with a fantastic choice, which is Diablo. This is one of the few maps you still see Diablo. He's definitely fallen off a lot. And then go right back to that Tyrande, and I like it. I think the Tyrande play from Psycho was very, very strong in the last game. Had some pretty good lunar flares there. So ban coming in, you maybe want to get rid of something like Jaina, a burst mage here, or if there's a solo lane you're worried about, like the Leoric, which pairs well with the Diablo. But they are going to get rid of the Jaina, and I mentioned that, so I think that's a good ban. On the other side here, you have a chance to choke out ETC, which Diablo can have a hard time engaging into. Would put them onto a Mal'Ganis, which Diablo can also admittedly struggle with to some extent. He cannot charge Mal'Ganis, so choosing ETC as the opponent's tank effectively. Garrosh, Joe, Mal'Ganis, and ETC being the most common tanks right now. I would be surprised if we saw anything but ETC. And ETC's good just because he does bring some degree of peel as well, which they're going to need with this Diablo. So Nsomnia Greymane, no need to pick up the tank yet. Going to get a ton of Shrine Control with the Sonya. Going back to that Greymane, which I really like the choice of. I think siege damage is just absolutely vital to have with the game being how it is right now. Sonya, with Wrath of Berserker, one of the best structural damage heroes in the game. Greymane, arguably still the best structural damage hero in the game. It's going to be Gul'dan. It's going to be Thrall. So, once again, not a ton of building burn, although it's better this time, certainly. But Hanzo, not great burning structures. Gul'dan's still okay. You know, certainly Hanzo's going to do a bit more damage than Medivh, but you know, you lose some of the mobility around the core. But that's going to be Gul'dan, Thralls, and then we're going to see for the last pick a Nubarak. We're not going to see the ETC. That one, admittedly, catching me off guard a bit. I guess, I mean, you have the Sonya and the Greymane who can dive, but I'm just really worried about what happens when Diablo dives you when you're on the side of 2Calculate2Throw. I don't know. Could be a comfort pick. That could absolutely be the case, but I had pretty well convinced myself ETC was going to be the pick, and it turns out that I was fucking wrong. Anub can be good here. So Anub does have beetles that allow you to dive tower, so that may be the play. The one problem is, if beetles attack an enemy hero, Anub will start getting shot by the tower. And summons, they remove dot damage attracting tower fire. They did not remove summon damage attacking heroes. So that's going to be an important distinction, but we're going to move into the match here. We're going to go ahead and introduce our two teams. On the left side, we're going to have Insomnia. It's going to be solely in on Hanzo, Psycho on Tyrande, French on Gul'dan, Speed Demon on Thrall, and Logicalia going to be on the Diablo. Looking to get this to a game 3. On the other side, looking for a domination victory and sending a statement. It's going to be Fear on Kael'thas. It's going to be Colonel Pants on Nsomnia, X-Havoc on Anub, Zemel on the Stukov, and iFeed going to be on the Greymane. Turning our attention to mid lane, Thrall already headed to the top, looking, of course, at those level 1 talents. Looks like posturing pretty safely here. Almost trying to bait Diablo into charging under a tower there. Diablo gonna get the charge there on the Greymane. Ooh, but oh, Hanzo stepped up and just got deleted there. Great Ancient Spear into an Anubarak combo, and that is going to be first blood over to 2Calculate2Throw, and that's what Anubarak brings, a lot of burst combo potential, and they're going to have to get those off. And it is one way to counter out the Diablo, to just say, we're just going to blow up your backline. Diablo not really able to blow people up as easily by himself anymore, relying instead a bit on follow-up, and if the Anubarak and Nsomnia and Greymane can disrupt that follow-up, it will limit. Oh, we're getting a little dance party up here. Show me your moves! Down here in the bottom. Bottom siege camp getting it picked up. On the other side, Insomnia picking up their siege camp from mid lane. Greymane gonna be able to burn this quick, and that's when you have the Greymane, you're gonna have that early camp advantage, significantly so. Looks like they want to at least get the bot soak first. It's going to bait the reaction down from Insomnia. They'll then rotate up and clear the mid, make sure to get as much of the XP globes as they can. Haven't grabbed their own siege camp yet. They are clearing up this mid lane at the moment. Diablo just looking maybe for a bad rotation, maybe to catch someone out there. Anubarak gets the little mini stun onto a noob, but Silence comes in to prevent really any further damage. X-Havoc is going to get out with about half his health. Just going to tap and be fine. But the Hanzo and the Tyrande, one advantage of having this, they have so much vision control on the side of Insomnia. And vision is one of those things that, you know, at lower levels of play, you see players just take for granted, like, oh, I can see it. Vision is everything. When you start getting into higher levels of play, knowing what the enemy is doing allows you to make the best play. Focus there on the Hanzo, Silence there. He's trying to go for a wall, but he couldn't find the wall to jump over, and Hanzo, once again, going down. Second kill for 2Calculate2Throw, and they are picking on the squishy. Bomb coming out here. As Anubarak throwing out some, as they're now looking for the Hanzo, doesn't find him that time. 5-23 on the shrine count at the moment. Ooh, there is focus onto X-Havoc. X-Havoc is going to go down, and that could still 31 gems, but going to have a hard time pushing onto the point without that Anub. Diablo doing a good job just kind of keeping the enemy back. Kael'thas manages to grab 2 with a Flame Strike there, but now it's 24-33. And at the current rate, this will be a shrine going over to Insomnia. 34-33 now. Nsomnia desperately trying to push up, gets silenced. Oh, Diablo actually going to go down, but Nsomnia does go down. This is the Arcane Punisher heading over to the side of Insomnia. Psycho is low. Well, Gul'dan in the silence there. He takes some damage. Arcane Punisher taking some tower shots here. Front wall starting to go down. Punisher's still fairly healthy. Its little spinny laser beams doing quite a bit of damage. But fort's still standing. Both teams at level 8. You know, just a good kill onto a noob allowed the turnaround on that shrine, and now Greymane getting focused here a bit by the Diablo. Gonna be able to Worgen on out of there. Nsomnia looking like a rotation mid to help with this lane. There we go. Heading now towards the bottom lane. Solon gets no, he gets out. No real damage there. Oh, Nsomnia is in a lot of trouble. Minus 15 armor. Trying to whirlwind to heal up. Should be able to get out of there. Barring any last poke there from Hanzo. Owl looked for the kill. Didn't find it. So Nsomnia now quite a bit low. Gonna rotate mid for the tap. No well to tap in the bottom. But that's gonna lead to this camp invasion here by Nsomnia right now. So, both teams kind of playing around each other, but it looks like we're starting to see the aggression get ramped up a bit by Nsomnia. Level 10's now here. It's the Horrify, Dragon's Arrow, Apoc, Starfall, and Sundering, rather than the Earthquake, which I really like on this map due to the choke points. On the other side, it's going to be a Leap, Nsomnia, Cursed, Bullet, Cocoon, Flailing Swipe. We have not yet seen a talent, level 10 talent picked by Kael'thas. I would still expect Phoenix on this map. I'd be very surprised to see a Pyroblast. Tyrande did not take spell power, or spell armor, on her heal. She did take CDR, so technically I guess it's pickable, but I don't know. Oh, sorry, my mouse is being a little wonky at the moment. There we go. It's gonna be at mid-shrine. Next one. We're gonna get the Mortar or the Frozener. We'll find out in a second. I believe this will be Mortar. If I'm interpreting the symbol correctly. Bruiser Camp gonna push in the top. Stukov right now clearing. Bruiser Camp picked up by Nsomnia and Greymane, so Nsomnia gonna be able to clear this up. Nope, it's Frozen Punisher. The symbol for Shrine is active. Colors are relevant. Oh, we missed. Pickoff onto a Nubrak down here in the bottom. So once again, opportune pickoff time for Nsomnia, and this should win them their second Shrine. We are seeing a W build from the Hanzo, so post 16, these shrines are going to be even easier to win. Gul'dan, meanwhile, going to clear up this bruiser lane in the top. Push bottom coming. 2Calculate2Throw, trying to just get some value on the map with everything kind of going against them as far as the objective is concerned. Just opening up some kind of options here. 36 shrine minions. 38 now. Looks like they're gonna stall out and maybe make a play for their camp, try to get some extra pushing power into this mid. 2Calculate2Throw probably sniffing this out. Let's see what they decide they want to do with this. Thrall is a little bit exposed. There's a Cocoon. Anubrak, though, missing the Burrow charge. There is now the Flailing Swipe trying to disengage. Sunder, though, turns around on the Kael'thas, and now iFeed's kind of in a bad spot. Horrify pushing Nsomnia out of there. Greymane goes down. And that is another 2 kills. That's going to make sure that this Punisher gets even more value, especially when they're going to go ahead and invade the siege camp from 2Calculate2Throw as well. So Nsomnia on a big track here. exactly, Ektar, because you went and got tacos. Frozen Punisher in the lane. The Frozen Punisher really arguably the strongest now with the fact that it shuts down enemy structures, which is just ever so critical. A noob having to burrow charge out of there. They're all in the side lane, Hanzo in the bot lane. Pushing in, Hanzo actually grabbing the fort. So 2 forts picked up very quickly. Oh, there's the focus onto iFeed. iFeed is low, and iFeed's going to get popped there by the Hanzo for the last kill. And everything coming up in Nsomnia right now. Game has potential to get a little bit out of control if they're not careful. Structures are shut down for a second. They have time to push up. Punisher has gone down. The tower is briefly shut down, though. Damage coming out, though. A Greymane going to be up in 1. A noob has blown burrow charge, so not really able to engage at the moment. Starfall coming out, trying to buy some space. But these minions start to go. There's a big 3-man leap. Nsomnia, though, going to get interrupted, but there's the silence on the follow-up. Tyrande does go down to the Greymane. Pyroblast doing a lot of damage as well. Something going on with my computer here. Ooh, but the turnaround... not there. Nsomnia gonna survive, and now French is gonna drop. And that's 4 kills, just a little bit too greedy on the side of 2Calculate2Throw. And now let's see, or excuse me, not 2Calculate2Throw, on the side of Nsomnia. 2Calculate2Throw punishing the greed well. They don't get Diablo, which means they do not reset his souls. Let's see what they try to do with this. Maybe looks like they want to push top. With the next Punisher going to be in the top lane. It will be the Mortar Punisher as well. Ooh, Diablo, though, may have just lost souls. He did. He tried to do too much. And that is a big mistake now. And that will make Diablo significantly more easy to kill. There's the Dragon's Arrow, Lunar Flare, Flailing Swipe, bailing people out, but Zemmel is going to drop to the towers. So now perhaps a bit of greed going the other way for the fort. Now X-Havoc is in a ton of trouble. He's going to go down, and Kael'thas might go down as well due to the Thrall root. He does. Oh, wow. And that will proc them to run mid and go ahead and grab this keep, presumably. They are going to first go ahead and take this Bruiser camp with the Hanzo now with that piercing talent at 16. Going to be getting a ton of camp clear. We are seeing at least a siege camp steal by Greymane and Nsomnia, just to deny some push in this mid. However, they are going to have to recognize that now their top fort is incredibly vulnerable. Greymane did Hearth in the middle of the map. Nsomnia rotating around. They're trying to look for where the enemy team is. Here comes the rotation top, though, so that will open up an opportunity for Nsomnia to maybe take a camp, but this top fort is going to go down. And there it goes. And Diablo already back up to 45 souls off those kills, so that's a big boon for the side of Nsomnia. 2Calculate2Throw gonna have a little bit chunkier of a Lord of Terror to fight on this next shrine. Yeah, just stayed under tower a bit too long, got a bit stacked up. Nsomnia gonna go ahead and clear up this siege camp. Bruiser camp gonna be taken in the top lane. Top shrine, looking like it's going to be grabbed here. Havoc getting a bit low, gets the stun, that might be enough. No, Burrow Charge is available. Sundering, the APOC follow-up gets into the backline onto Fear, but Nsomnia's still alive. Oh no, the Horrify, though, back into the Starfall. Throwing Swipe comes out a bit late. Now Zemmel has nowhere to go. He's going to go down. Greymane trying to make sure the Pyroblast lands and gets the kill. It does not, however. And that is going to be Nsomnia grabbing this top objective now. Once again, just getting the critical kills. We saw a couple good pickoffs there from Calculate2Throw early. We, of course, saw the 4-man kill defending their keep, but otherwise only 2 kills and haven't really been winning any of the shrine fights. This is the third shrine in a row that they have lost, and there've only been 3. Punisher now stepping up, and his name is John Cena. There goes the engage, trying to get onto X-Havoc. Now Zemmel is low. There's the focus. Towers getting onto Diablo. He still manages to get the flip, separates out Zemmel. The rest of the team can't dive. Gul'dan taking too much damage from the towers. Minions now underneath. They can re-engage this. They are going to go ahead and get this keep down. Punisher is still at about half health. Do they try to go for the core here? That's the question. 2 keeps are down. They can move around, but the root on this core can be problematic, and I don't think they're going to try to pull the trigger on this ending just yet. The noob now trying to set up a re-engage onto Diablo. There's a Cocoon onto Tyrande. Leap comes in, and Greymane goes down. Horrify not able to save. Now Zemmel trying to step up. He gets the slow, looking for the root onto Tyrande. Sundering trying to peel out, but there is Tyrande now. APOC, though, going to peel her out. Kind of forced the scramble from 2Calculate2Throw. Nsomnia on the chase. Great lunar flare there. Hanzo trying to throw out the damage, but Tyrande is just behind enemy lines. There's the Pyroblast. The Tyrande has a couple of heals. She might still survive. No, there's a noob down. She goes. That's 2 kills. Nsomnia is still not able to end this game. But they have 2 keeps down. Only down 1 fort. Anub has blown Burrow Charge, now a bit vulnerable. There's the stun from Diablo. The the Dragon's Arrow comes in. Flailing Swipe once again, just a little bit late. And now Zemmel actually in a bad spot, gets rooted by the Thrall. Diablo tries to go for the flip, doesn't find it. Uses the Blink Teleport, still trying to get onto Zemmel, but that can happen sometimes with Diablo. You try to charge a target, they kind of get bumped just a little bit out of your reach whenever you collide with terrain, and that's what happens. Siege camp going to be cleaned up here. Bruiser camp picked up on the side of 2Calculate2Throw. Down here in the bottom siege camp going to get grabbed. It's going to push towards the only keep left. And there's actually 2 Katas stacked up as well. So this is going to have to be cleared up very soon on the side of 2Calculate2Throw. Top lane will push out for a bit. They do have 1 Kata at least that's going to help out with that, but you know, Kata's on every wave is going to cause the lane to push pretty passively against them. Let's see. Nsomnia desperate for this Gul'dan. Pyroblast comes in, but Diablo with the peel. I'm pretty sure Gul'dan's going to survive this one. And he does. APOC was used there on the retreat, though. With Hanzo away, they were looking for the kill. They don't find it. This is a mid-shrine, and this is a situation where on the side of 2Calculate2Throw, if you lose this next shrine, you absolutely lose the game. Even if you win the shrine, at this point, I mean, this fort's still healthy. You probably don't win the game unless you get a lot of kills. Gonna be the 4th shrine. This could be any of the 3, since it'll cycle back through. Gonna be frozen, and that is definitely a boon for 2Calculate2Throw if they're able to secure this shrine. It will help them burn much more aggressively with this Greymane and Nsomnia. But in order to get there, they're gonna have to win this shrine, and they're on a clock as the Bruiser camp pushing in the top lane, and a Catapult is stacked up behind a pretty juicy wave in the bottom. Both teams just kind of clearing the minions, trying to get position. Very slight edge of 2Calculate2Throw. But there's the focus now onto Diablo. Nsomnia diving into the backline, trying to get some kill. Now the focus onto Diablo. Uses the teleport defensively. Horrifies a swing and a miss. Flailing Swipe used to make sure Kael'thas can get out. Now Thrall a little bit isolated in that, though Greymane did go down away from the camera. Now play of the game being used. And this should be... Ooh, are they gonna get a kill? That's the question. Thrall uses the blink, he goes for it, and he finds it. That will be game. As now it's just math at this point. The math is 5 heroes versus 2, plus 1 John Cena minus 2 keeps equals game. I believe that is just science. And frankly, if you don't agree with science, you can eat me. And they want kills. They know that this game's over, but they want to make sure of it. A noob will be up in 8, but his core is just... I mean, there's a John Cena on it. Now, keep in mind, these roots, very difficult to deal with. They do have the Thrall and the Diablo melee. A noob trying to get onto this backline, prevent the damage. The core's down to 20% though, and it is done. Nsomnia gonna go up. You're gonna go up 1 score in the series, tie the series up at 2, or excuse me, at 1. We're gonna go to a game 3. We'll be right back while we get that set up. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.